Hi, I'm Norman Oetker, a Protestant Christian missionary serving in Reynosa, Mexico. So today you're thinking about becoming a Christian. You have attended the Protestant churches and have listened. In addition, you have read some literature and you think that now you seem to understand this process of what these churches are trying to say in order to be a Christian. So you've decided that you'll attend this one particular church group, and when the invitation to become a Christian is offered, you'll go forward. Now, going forward can mean going forward in a public setting, or it could mean to go to classes about becoming a Christian. And then within these classes, you'll be expected to join the membership within this group, to agree to financially pay this group a certain percentage of your income. Furthermore, you abide generally within this particular group's opinions in political and social settings. So you've signed on the dotted line, and now you are a Christian with a home church. The congregation accepts you into their fold with a public display of your association now with them as a unified member. The church coffers increase by one. Another example might be that your good friend invites you to the Protestant church she attends. If the church group isn't Christian, nor accepts only the Protestant Christian Bible as the only rule and guide for one's spiritual life, then these groups, with their other changed and rewritten Bibles, along with magazines and other materials, are false cults and should be avoided, for they are demonic in origin. You've listened to what is said and you agree with parts and know that you have the exact or almost an exact situation within your household. And therefore, hearing the words, "Come forward and we will pray for you," you go forward. The emotional release that you sense and also see as others with a similar problem go forth. Then after prayer, one might ask if you're a Christian, and you might answer, "I'm not sure." The reply might be, "If you want to be a Christian, just repeat this short prayer after me." Then on repeating and asking Christ into your life, there seems to be an emotional release. And therefore, it could be that others have heard that you have accepted Christ into your life, and heartfelt hugs and congratulations follow. The physical stress and headaches and the emotional releases are exuberant, as the emotional problem that was in your life is somewhat lessened, as you have observed others go forward for the same thing. Another example could be that you are down in the dumps of your life. You've lost everything and nothing seems to go right, and you end up at some Protestant church, and you go forward when an invitation is offered. In all of these examples above, Christ gives to us in the parable of the sower examples of why some continue as a Christian and others don't. In becoming a Christian, is becoming a Christian an emotional release? Or when one wants to dignify their standing in a community? Or is it like our last example, when one is just down and out? Can one become a Christian in the above scenarios? Yes, they could. However, in all likelihood, they won't. They're under a cloak of an idea that they have found a solution to each of their own particular life's problems. Sad to say that today, for the most part, this is the root of the message that issues forth from within these groups, and